When the if we suffer in the mind and the body, so example we gave, like if you cut your leg, so there's some trauma there and also some pain.
Well, the soul is said for, it's one of its descriptions in Gokuldas that pervades the shape. Because the soul is pervading the body, it feels pain. Also, the shape that we're aware of things in relation to the body, and so we feel pain if a wife or a child leaves.
Yeah.
If our wife dies or a child dies, we feel more pain than if we cut our own leg. So they're farther away, but they're still shaped like they're connected to the shape of the soul that's pervading that.
So we're suffering. I mean, I was commenting that like the mental health awareness, like mental suffering in the West is so much now. So you say yes or no?
Yeah. Well, ultimately, it's connected to the soul. But the Upanishads give the example of the chariot, the horses. So the buddhi is the reins. The charioteer is the mind. Exactly.
I think what you was one of the things you just said then is that the soul.
The soul is a passenger, I think.
Yeah, the soul is the passenger, but the soul pervades the body because there's so many souls actually within our body. There's germs and worms but there's one soul, that's us, who's identifying with this collection of bones and stool and urine and everything, and we think this is us, right? Only one of the souls in this body is identifying with this body as their body, maybe. Some people have a few more souls going on, but generally speaking, so we pervade the body because we identify with it, right? So,
it's also connected to karma, I suppose.
what do you think? Does soul doesn't suffer? No. I already asked Madhavendra Puri. You said yes. So all the sannyasis said no. Gurudev said no. The answer is yes. The answer is yes, because the Cheto Dapana, this chitta that we're cleaning by this bhajan process, it's dirty in a sense that we're looking now and we're identifying with the body and we're trying to get rid of that identification. But it's the attachment. I didn't say that. Actually, what Gurudev said was, because we are attached to the body and the bodily relationships, as you were saying, that is the cause of your suffering. It's when you're attached to the body that the soul connects and pervades the body, and therefore the soul suffers. But the interesting thing that Gurudev said at the end was that if you can understand where that connection is, because you have the mind, the intelligence, the false ego, and the chitta. The chitta is the interface. It's the chaitanya, it's the consciousness. It's the mirror in which we have either a false ego or a true ego. True ego is Jivera Swarupoi Krishna Nityadas. Krishna Tatasta Shakti Veda Veda Prakash. We have an eternal, perfect, loving relationship with Krishna as a soul in a mood of loving service that is eternally there. What's that verse? Nitya Siddha Prem. Sabu Kabanoy. Yeah, exactly. So that pure consciousness is that we are an eternal loving servant of Krishna, and that is the process of self-realization, realizing what is our self. Now, all of this topic, which is really coming to, is that what Gurudev is saying is that if you can understand that, so by meditating on this, he said, if you could understand that, then you would know how to break it. Because if we're not aware of where that attachment is, where that binding is, then we can't undo it.
Ultimately, you can break that through the Nitya Bhagavata Seva. There's the verse in the Bhagavatam, Vidyate Grantis.
Yes.
To sever the bondage of knots in the heart.
Yeah.
I have a quick question. So, kind of in relation to this. So we have the Man, Buddhi, Chitta, Hankar. Mind, intelligence, chitta, and false ego. So you're saying the chitta is the consciousness? Because we also define it as heart, but that's a bit vague. Like, what do you mean by the heart? And the question is, in that example of the chariot, the horses, the reins, the passenger, you're saying that the consciousness is the medium between what is jad and what is chit.
Yes.
Because the mind, that's why the soul has to suffer, because the mind and intelligence without the chitta, without consciousness and the soul, are jad.
Yes.
They're closer to, they're subtle, but they're still, without the soul, they're jad.
Yes.
So jad can't experience pain. It's jad, it's matter, it's inert, it's dull.
Yes.
If it's out without chitta, which is consciousness is. So my question is, what's the difference between the atma, the soul, and chitta, consciousness? Or if chitta and the heart also are difference? Like when we say cheto darpana.
Exactly. So what is the soul? What's the soul made of?
It's part and parcel of Vivinam Sattva.
Sat Chit Ananda. So constitutionally, we're made of the elements of the material world, the jad, which is coming from pradhan, right? Pradhan comes out. First thing is three guna. From the mode of goodness comes mind. From the mode of passion comes intelligence, and from ignorance comes false ego. Right? These are the first creations of the world, and we receive a subtle body. The soul is injected in subtle body, so we carry one subtle body through all of our transmigrations, and only that subtle body only leaves us when we obtain liberation, when we go out through the coverings of the material energy. So this is, if you think about that, it's also the same thing. So the soul is Satchitananda, that's the soul, the 4 grams. Have you heard of that story? So when somebody dies, they can actually measure 4 grams disappears from the body, and they don't know what it is. So the soul is something.
Air, maybe? Prana?
Maybe?
Because the soul is lighter than that.
I know.
Sastra says it's like
Something, maybe the subtle body, the whole, whatever it is, the prana, or something leaves. Anyway, so the soul is bostu. It's a thing, right? It's us.
It's also immaterial.
It's immaterial. It's antimatter. It's spiritual. It's Satchitananda. That's why I said, what is it made of? It's Mamivangsa Jiva Loke Jiva Bhutta Sanatana. It's the Vibhinangsa. It's the particle of sun, particle ray of the sun. That, like the material world sits within the spiritual sky, there's the interface between, as you go out through the material world, then you go through the false ego, and then there's this viraj. So I think of the chitta, I might be speculating here, but it's kind of like that Singha. Yeah, it describes Simha, the lion. It's described in Jaiva Dharma, in the Jiva Tattva, where it says the Jiva is produced from the Tatastha Shakti, which is the Singha, which is the inconceivable line between the spiritual and the material worlds. That's the Tatastha, where two things are in touch. So the Chitta is that inconceivable place, is not the soul, and it's not the false ego. It's the mirror. It's where the soul identifies. It looks into the mirror and says, "Oh, I'm a soul, or I'm a body. I think I'm the body." And this is
when you look into a mirror. I mean, a mirror's only job is to reflect. It shows you what is looking at it.
So what's wrong with our mirror now?
It's dirty, but still, like, how can it show you something that's completely not? I mean, like, when you look at it.
Well, that's Jagan. That to me is Jagan Mithya. What's that? Brahma Satyam Jagan Mithya. It's like something that's not. It is. Our ego is real. Our body is real.
But you're saying the soul looks in the mirror and it sees the false ego.
Yeah.
So it's like the shadow side of yourself.
Yeah.
Can I have ask a different question?
Sure.
Radha, thanks for watching. Please subscribe to our channel down there. Share with your friends, ask a question in the comments, and check out our website, kripa.tv, for courses, to support us, and for our articles and more. Haribo.